My name is Albert Rwanchwende, and I'm the agroecologist for CERAI. And I'm going to take us through the process of composting. Under composting, we actually making use of these organic wastes from plant residues, from foods, and any other plant material, and plus manure that is from herbivorous animals, and turning it into manure. So this is how it starts. You dig your hole. The size depends on the amount of available materials. That includes the grass and whatever. So we dig our hole, and after digging our hole, we get the first part of the materials, which are usually the dry materials. We call it the dry matter, and we usually put the relatively hard ones at the bottom. For example, let's say the dried maize stovers, or dried elephant grass, or you have sorghum stovers, millet stovers. All those, we put them on the surface, and then we follow the dried ones, which are a bit soft, like the dried banana leaves. Then we also have any grasses, these rhodes grass and others which are dry. So you put them there, following the other hard ones. Then if you have other things like wood peelings, those ones you put them on that. You also, if you have coffee husks, if you have rice husks, if you have millet husks, you also follow them there. Now from there is what we call farmyard manure, out from animals, especially the herbivorous ones. And that can be like the cow dung, the goat dung, sheep, but not the ones from humans and any other carnivorous animals. Those ones are not good for composting. After putting a layer of the farmyard manure, and we put it there, which is almost 2 inches. Remember the other one for the dry materials, we made like half a feet, and we follow this. Then after, we put the green materials. These are for nitrogen. The dry ones are for carbon. So these green ones, for example, say cabbage leaves, banana leaves, which are fresh, the tree leaves, maybe avocado leaves, or any other like weeds. You have any living tissue, but not the hardwood, the soft ones. And among those ones, I prefer Tithonia, called Tithonia diversifolia, which is also known as the American flower, or call it Garotano, Uganda. Now, that one is rich in nutrients, especially NPK, which is the basic nutrient combination for almost all the plants. So then we spray, we get wood ash. We prefer ash from hardwood because we believe it is the best. And then since it is acidic, you splash a little. You don't put a lot because we don't need a lot of acid in the materials. And then after, we get a water bottle, and we spray. We have to put enough water because water activates the bacterial composition or breakdown of this organic matter. And then after, our layer is finished. That is one layer. So we can add the second layer following the same steps. So we go back to step 1. We put back the dry materials, making half fit, and then after that we also add the manure, which is the farmyard manure for goats, cows, etc. And then we add the green materials again. We splash the wood ash a little, like I just said, and then we also again put some water. And depending on the amount of the organic materials that we have, I can add as many as 100 and whatever, following the same order. And now after that, I need to cover them. And now what do I do? I will get the topsoil, which I dug from the hole before. I mix it with the farm manure, the goat dung, the cow dung that I have. And that manure, I use it to cover my compost. And now this process is almost complete, only that I have to get a thermometer, which I will use. And a thermometer will be any fresh tree like branch. You remove this peeling, the cover, the outer cover, or the epidermis, you can call it, and then to expose the other white layer. And this one acts as the thermometer. So I insert that rock inside my compost materials, and then I wait up to, you have to wait up to 1 week, and 1 week you need to check the level of the temperature that are within, because again you don't need too much temperature because it will kill the decomposing microbes if it is too much. We need moderate temperatures which favors the activity of these microbes. So what happens after 1 week with the thermometer? If you find it has turned brown, then obviously you know there is a lot of temperature. You also sometimes find some mucilage. It means they are being burnt, and that is dangerous. So you remove a little some of the layer from the one you used to cover. You bring water, you put in water. Water acts as a coolant, and after cooling it, you cover again, and now you wait for more 3 weeks. So that's close to 1 month. After 1 month, you come back and remove the thermometer. Of course, you put it in the new one after removing the other one. And now, if you remove it and you find it is still white, then it means the composition is complete, and there's no more heat. And perhaps you can also put in a hand inside and check. If there is no temperature anymore, then you know your decomposition is complete. And what you do, you get a hole and you start mixing the other materials and spread them a little bit, and give it maybe 1 more week, and the material is ready to apply in the gardens. That is the summary of the composting. Thank you so much. The manure, like being organic, is easy to spray, to apply in the field. For example, I recommend the circle method. You dig a circular ring around the crop, let's say coffee, and you measure half a feet or a feet, between half and 1 feet. You just dig a little ring with a forked hole, and then you put it in the ring, then after you cover. It is the most sustainable method you can do, because you cannot use foliar. You just apply that, and every after 1 year you come and apply. And for composting, if it is like young coffee, you need 1 cup of compost manure. If it is mature and it is maybe beyond 5 years, you really need 2 kilograms, and you apply it there. The same with bananas. If banana is already established, you use 1 kilogram. But then, if it is when you're planting, 3 kilograms, some people use 1 basin. That is still okay, depending on the level of fertility in the soil.